Good evening and welcome. You're watching the 7 o'clock news on CNC3. I'm Ria Rambly.
I am Jesse Ramdu.
I am Jassi Maruk with sport.
And I'm Sigoni Mohammed with your weather report.
Let's tell you what's making the news tonight. In a move to keep its promise to public servants, government will seek an additional $2.9 billion to pay outstanding salaries.
Mid-year budget review on June 15th, and government's new legislative agenda contains plans to restrict social media access for children.
Mass shooting in Malik leaves 2 dead, 3 injured, while police investigate a double murder in Londonville.
Ahead in sport.
I think we've been in positions like this before over some of the series we've won at home before.
Darren Sammy backs his Windies to react from their series opening defeat with World Cup qualification at stake.
A tropical wave is in the area and it is losing strength, but is leaving behind enough moisture to keep us paying attention to the atmosphere. I've got details on this and much more in the weekend weather forecast.
Government plans to seek approval from Parliament next week for an additional $2.93 billion for the 2025-2026 fiscal year.
This would come days before the mid-year budget review is read on Monday, June 15th. In the Parliament earlier today, Prime Minister Kamla Persad-Bissessar said most of the requested money would be used to cover new salaries.
That supplementary bill that will be coming is to ask for more money. $2.93 billion in supplementation to meet the bills of Trinidad and Tobago in this fiscal year 25-26. Out of that $2.93 billion that we are asking for, $2.83 billion is recurrent, and it will apply to the new wages and salaries that we have been paying. I already told you over 60,000 persons are getting increased salaries, and so we have to find the money.
The Prime Minister explains that these new salaries will benefit the PSA, NUGFW, tutor and the Defence Force.
And government is proposing major increases to fines across dozens of laws in the Finance Bill 2026, including some unusual penalties involving vinegar and coconut products. Under the proposals, a fine for manufacturing vinegar for sale without a license would jump from $2,000 to $8,000, while producing copra products without a license would also rise to $8,000. The bill also increases penalties for tobacco offences, illegal timber removal, hunting violations, and unlicensed sawmill operations. Former Finance Minister Com Imbird has questioned the basis for some of the increases, describing a proposed jump in fines for breaches of the Motor Launches Act from $2,000 to $7,500 as arbitrary.
A motor launch is something that carries passengers commercially. Used to be $2,000 for where there's no penalty prescribed. The fine used to be $2,000. It's now $7,500. That's a 275% increase. What's the basis for this? Are we going from 2,000 to 7,005? And there's no prescribed penalty. It's just an arbitrary thing. If you do anything wrong, any little offense of that act, $7,500.
Some other offences include selling tobacco to minors, which could attract a $150,000 fine and 9 months in prison. Repeat offenders could face fines of up to $300,000 and 27 months imprisonment.
The bill also creates a new offence for operating more gambling games than permitted, carrying a $25,000 fine and up to 1 year in prison.
Finance Secretary Petal Ann Roberts has announced that the Tobago House of Assembly has transferred $164 million from its recurrent expenditure to supplement the island's development program.
Addressing the media earlier today, she said cutbacks have also been made in areas such as official foreign travel and office stationery. Roberts also revealed the budget day for Tobago for fiscal 2027 is June 22nd, adding that the debate will be held on June 25th. Roberts said consultations with various stakeholders began on April 20th and ended on June 2nd. The Secretary said the objective is to create a resilient, self-sustaining, innovative-driven economy.
A parental responsibility framework to address school violence and social media regulation for children under 12 will be among key pieces of legislation advanced in the new parliamentary session. This was revealed by Prime Minister Kamla Persad-Bissessar when she delivered a statement to the lower house today Other measures include the establishment of a medical malpractice court, a no-fault compensation system, and regulatory frameworks for cannabis and agricultural diversification. The government also plans increases in the age limits for the use of ganja, alcohol, and gambling, along with the introduction of the Victims' Rights Act and amendments to the Firearms Act. Other proposals include legislation on gated communities, local government reform for construction and building approvals, among other measures.
1 year has passed since the Prime Minister last faced journalists at a post-cabinet media briefing.
A gap that has now prompted the Media Association to officially seek talks with the Prime Minister on the issue of formal press availability.
And former Prime Minister Dr. Keith Rowley believes Kamala Persad-Bissessar is avoiding those tasked with holding her government to account. Akash Samaru has more.
It was hard-hitting.
I am not booking you. I am just saying you cannot expect us. I was too nice last time.
Forceful.
And today I give you this. I told I'll put it in the dustbin. Today I give you this. We will scrap it.
Downright captivating.
You hear, Bram! And next thing you know, your doors kick in.
There's no doubt that the early days of this administration's post-cabinet news briefings commanded attention. And it may be no coincidence that these were the media conferences that were led by the Prime Minister herself. But today marks 1 year since the Prime Minister last faced journalists and the nation at this forum.
Akash, as the Minister said, the Prime Minister is chairing the Cabinet right now.
Where is Prime Minister Kamala Persad-Bissessar to respond to these questions that are now in the public domain?
And aside from a brief question and answer session following the national budget presentation on October 13th, 2025, Persad-Bissessar has not held a media conference since her last post-cabinet appearance on June 5th, 2025. And during that gap, there have been several issues of national importance, ranging from geopolitical aggression in the region, the presence of U.S. military personnel and assets in the country, an alliance formed with the U.S. and other Latin American countries to combat narco-terrorism, the need for successive states of emergency, and energy-related matters. And while the Prime Minister does at times take questions outside the Parliament or via WhatsApp, those are quite brief sessions and do not facilitate meaningful follow-up questions. The Media Association of Trinidad and Tobago recognizes that as well, but in a statement to Guardian Media, it said that MAT firmly believes that this does not replace the forum of a formal press briefing, and having the Prime Minister respond to unscripted questions at a formal press conference is absolutely essential to the transparent functioning of democracy. The statement goes on to reveal that MAT has written to the Prime Minister requesting a meeting to discuss what it calls a lack of formal press availability and several instances where events are being hosted by government ministries and reporters are not being invited. Now, former Prime Minister Dr. Keith Rowley drew comparisons to his own tenure and reminded CNC3 News that he routinely held post-cabinet news briefings and often faced questions from journalists immediately upon returning from overseas trips. Dr. Rowley said what is happening now is a contemptuous action on the part of the Prime Minister, who does not want to work or to be held accountable. But political analyst Dr. Shade Mohammed posits that Dr. Rowley overwhelmed the population by speaking too much. He did, however, say that the Prime Minister has a certain charm and aura that the nation wants to see, and suggested that she considers coming once per month or quarter.
She has this warm, welcoming spirit that, regardless of, to sum it up, she has the ability to diffuse tensions by what she says, her presence, her approach.
We asked the Prime Minister for a comment regarding her year-long absence, but she'd only say that her ministers are fully competent to answer all questions and questioned the importance of the story. Akash Samaru, CNC3 News.
Well, in light of that story, we asked, do you think it's time for the Prime Minister to address the media?
Here's what some of you had to say.
Yeah, she's the Prime Minister. She should be there. At least if not regular, but at least today, a couple of times in the past.
Your duty is to us. So being there shows that, hey, I'm willing to listen. But if you're not there, you look like you neglect us. So Politics is a hell of a thing.
If she's supposed to go to the meeting, I find she should go, unless she's sick.
I think that she should be there at post-cabinet because there's matters that should be addressed and concerns that needs to be done after cabinet every day.
Well, of course, she needs to come to the meetings. She's the Prime Minister. She needs to come to the meetings, of course.
That is unacceptable. The leader of the country, what you leave for us? No, she needs to do better than that. What is the reason? You don't find that disrespectful?
Attorney at Law Dr. Margaret Satya Rose replaces Janelle John Bates on the opposite Senate bench, but Faris Al-Rawi survives the PNM leader's reshuffle. The PNM described Dr. Rose as an accomplished attorney and respected expert in governance, public procurement, and anti-corruption systems. She fills the vacancy left by John Bates, who resigned after controversy involving edits to a parliamentary witness's statement that were exposed through visible track changes. But Senator Faris Al-Rawi was also named in the track changes, and CNC3 News asked the opposition leader today why he was spared a similar fate.
The point is that Senator Bates sat on the committee. Senator Al-Rawi was not on the committee. And as the leader of the opposition, I will be doing my rotations from time to time. And I took my time in making a decision because some people felt it took too long. The important thing for me is to ensure that the Privileges Committee sat and that I had the benefit of all the evidence before I made my decision.
Now, Senator Rose was also Dr. Keith Rowley's attorney for a few of his legal matters. He told CNC3 News that she will bring a strong, competent voice on important national issues. Meanwhile, in a statement from John Bates, she said her resignation is not an admittance of wrongdoing.
Still to come in the news, Top Cop defends current state of emergency, but says extending the measure isn't his call.
With new technology deployed in Tobago, Chief Secretary puts police on notice, saying it's time to deliver results.
Coming up in sport, Levi Garcia absent again from Derek King's selection as the Soca Warriors head to his home base in Russia. In the ever-changing media landscape, we at Guardian Media strive always to put you, our viewers and readers, first.
We strive to uphold the time-honored tenets of responsible journalism.
For us, accuracy is key.
And in our reporting, we strive not only to be first, but fair,
impartial,
and to uphold journalistic integrity.
Above all, we are accountable to you, and we must respect the views of our audience. That is our solemn contract with you.
Keen attention to detail,
rigorous verification of facts,
use of credible sources, and sound editorial judgment.
Keep track of our editorial policies and guidelines, including our corrections policy, by logging on to www.guardian.co.tt for more. Two men have died and 3 others injured following a mass shooting in Malik this afternoon.
Now, reports indicate that residents of 7th Avenue heard several gunshots shortly after 1 p.m. When they checked the area, they found 4 men with gunshot wounds. A woman was grazed by a bullet.
Despite efforts by medical staff, 2 of the victims, identified as Oren Danglade and Karen Paul, later died. The 2 other male victims are warded at hospital in serious condition. The motive for the shooting remains unclear.
The murder of siblings Brian and Margarita Clark in Londonville has left relatives and residents in shock.
Police say both victims were at their home last night when a lone masked gunman entered the property. CCTV footage shows a light-colored vehicle pulling up outside the house at around 8 p.m. 53-year-old Brian Clark was on the upper floor of the home at the time of the attack. His 56-year-old sister, Margarita Clark, was downstairs, seated around a table with several other people. The CCTV appears to show a masked man waiting for traffic, including passing vehicles and a cyclist, to clear the street before stepping out of the back seat of the car. Moments later, he ran onto the property and opened fire, sending those inside scrambling for cover. A relative who was nearby said loud music was playing at the time.
I was lying on the next side too. And when I started to hear something go bam bam, I said I must stop the music. When I watch up, I see the guy running downstairs, fully masked, and I can't make him out.
He said Margarita was shot while sitting around the table. The perpetrator then ran upstairs to where Brian was on a couch and shot him several times before running out of the house and back into the waiting car. According to CCTV footage, the entire ordeal was over in 27 seconds. Relatives say they are baffled as to why the killings took place.
Police in Punal are investigating the death of a 57-year-old man following an altercation at his home on Wednesday morning. Deonarang Samra of Patiram Trace was found unresponsive in an upstairs bedroom after complaining of chest pains. Relatives say he believed he was having a heart attack shortly after a scuffle with a male relative. According to police, the two men argued around 8:30 a.m. before the dispute turned physical. Emergency health personnel later pronounced Samru dead at the scene. A male relative has been questioned and medically examined. Investigators also recovered a piece of wood from the home. Police Commissioner Alistair Guevara is defending the ongoing state of emergency, saying it has yielded positive results.
In an interview with the media today, Guevara claimed the TTPS has recorded reductions in crime statistics across all divisions. However, the commissioner declined to say whether he would recommend an extension of the SOE, saying that decision is beyond his authority. Addressing the homicide rate, Guevara said police cannot be everywhere at once.
These multiple homicide incidents, we are very hard pressed to figure out in terms of predicting where homicides come from. We wish that we could be omnipresent everywhere, and we wish we could predict where homicides are going to occur. Thus, we'll be able to put assets and resources in places to prevent them.
There have been 160 murders for the year, 8 fewer than last year. But with less than 2 weeks before the SOE expires, Independent Senator Dr. Marlene Atts says she expects the government to seek an extension as it continues its fight against crime. Outside Parliament today, Dr. Atts said despite efforts by successive administrations, crime remains a major concern for citizens. She noted that the country's election to the UN Security Council will place additional focus on the country's security decisions.
I don't know what the alternative might be, but certainly I think it's an issue that we have to deal with, and it's good that we're now on the UN Security Council, because security is one of the issues that we're going to have to be speaking to at that international forum.
Meanwhile, opposition leader Penelope Beckles noted that while the opposition backed government's first request to extend the SOE, emergency powers cannot substitute for a sustainable anti-crime strategy.
We would have a real difficulty supporting an extension because of the challenges that is faced for the average public. What is the explanation? I mean, let's go back to the last state of emergency. Hundreds of people were arrested, and as far as we know today, nobody really has been convicted. As a matter of fact, my information is the majority of people have been released.
Opposition MP Simon De Nobrega argued that the emergency powers have not prevented recent murders and other serious crimes.
Prime Minister Kamala Persad-Bissessar says that TNT's presence on the United Nations Security Council will not be symbolic, but driven by active engagement and consensus building on global peace and security issues.
She says the country will operate under its campaign theme, building consensus for the realization of sustainable peace and security, with a focus on fostering dialogue, bridging differences, and promoting agreement in an increasingly complex international environment.
The Prime Minister says special emphasis will be placed on advancing the women, peace and security agenda, adding that she had previously engaged on this issue while serving as Prime Minister and Chair of the Commonwealth.
Small states bring essential perspectives to global discussions, and Trinidad and Tobago now has an opportunity to ensure these voices are heard. For 64 years since independence, TNT has upheld the rule of law, defended human rights, strengthened international law, and spoken out in support of justice and fairness. Guided by our commitment to the United Nations Charter, international law, and the rule of law, our tenure on the Security Council will be balanced, principled, pragmatic, and constructive.
Trinidad and Tobago was elected on Wednesday to the United Nations Security Council for the second time in its history. Well, the police commissioner has rejected claims of bias amid complaints by trade unions and activists about attempts to prevent public demonstrations. On Wednesday, police swooped down on Piccadilly Street to halt a peace walk, which organizers say was intended to end gang violence in East Port of Spain. The debate has been fueled by the state's decision to implement 15 no-protest zones under the current state of emergency. Several protesters have been arrested recently, including Alyssa Phillip, who organized a demonstration last week outside the office of the Director of Public Prosecutions. Guevara noted previous protests over the police-involved killing of Joshua Samru were allowed, but said recent demonstrations had become adversarial and against the emergency powers regulation.
So as it was bandied about into the public, you don't really need permission to protest, all right? What you do, you notify the Office of the Commissioner of Police. In some cases, some people have a sporadic protest, but there are means and ways in which you protest that could be offensive to the law, and that is what we are trying to prevent.
Guevara said police have a responsibility to prioritize public safety.
Activist Wendell Eversley is slamming the SOE regulations that ban public protests near 15 key sites, including the Parliament.
Now, Eversley argues that outlawing demonstrations at these designated locations is a direct assault on the country's democratic foundation. He warns that if these restrictions remain, Trinidad and Tobago is dangerously close to sliding into a police state. He argues that protests at the Parliament building are part of a long history of many countries, including TNT, and something the current administration is aware of, having rallied their supporters to demonstrate they are against the last administration.
The Chief Secretary believes police are running out of excuses on why they cannot solve crimes. He was speaking this morning in Tobago as the police launched the Active Directed Grid Patrol, the brainchild of ex-Commissioner McDonald Jacob. The initiative allows for better communication to patrol officers and swifter real-time responses. Augustine welcomed the initiative, saying Tobagonians must give up some privacy if they want safety. As criminals today become more sophisticated, Augustine says police must stay a step ahead in technology.
This system therefore enhances our ability and the ability of the TTPS to act swiftly, intelligently, and effectively, which means that the TTPS is running out of excuses.
Jacob said Divisional Operations Center will be able to tap into data from the National Operations Fusion Center, accessing facial and vehicle recognition software to relate to officers on patrol.
We are not saying at all that the system wasn't being used. The system has been used in the past, but for major specialized investigation, for intelligence gathering. The whole idea now is to bring it down to the day-to-day operations of the Trinidad and Tobago Police Service.
Police Commissioner Alyssa Guevara said the initiative will greatly assist his officers while maximizing limited resources.
All right, well, still to come in the news, a kidnapping hoax exposed. Police say a Charleville man staged his own abduction and demanded a ransom from his brother overseas.
Today's marine forecast started fairly quiet, but conditions can quickly change this weekend. Details on why small craft operators should remain alert after the break.
You shop it, you stock it, now it's time to own it. Introducing the West Indian Traders Limited Initial Public Offering, your opportunity to become a shareholder in the company, delivering the brands you know and love. With 30 years of success, WIT is opening its doors for every consumer to invest in its growing future. Offer closes June 5th, 2026, and your minimum investment is only $100. Visit goipo.jncb.com to review the prospectus and apply today. The lead broker and arranger is NCB Merchant Bank Trinidad and Tobago Limited. Conditions apply.
KC Ginger Mint, your trusted and natural wellness. Now with healthier options. KC Ginger Mint with honey and lime. KC Ginger Mint with orange and KC Ginger Mint with lemon. KC Ginger, honey, lemon, lime, and orange. Natural and trusted for generations for soothing sore throats and digestion and boost immunity. Get your new KC Candy Ginger Mint extended range today and breathe naturally.
It's Super Month in Savings. Only at Passage, the Food King. Incredible deals on Santa Rosa Chicken Fiana Sausage, 4 tins, now $20. Golden Brand Margarine Stick, 225 grams, 3-pack, now $20. Guiltless Yum Yogurt, 4 tubs, now $20. More wow deals on Sierra Chicken Franks, 3 packs, $20. Lucozade Energy Drink, 360 ml, 2 bottles, now $20. Fresh Harvest Chana and Brine, 3 tins, now $20. More super savings on Moo Low Fat Evaporated Milk, 250 ml, 4 packs, now $20. Blue Sea Tuna Flakes and Oil, 4 tins, now $20. Cataly Tomato Ketchup, 3 packs, now $20. Sale ends June 7th or while stocks last.
Roadside, quality value, that's our way. The real Roadside, we're here to stay. The Food King Roadsides.
Hey man, where are you? Okay. He said 5 minutes. Anyone want dessert? Maybe he's stuck at the office? Surprise! Not yet, Carl.
Bro, I'm literally at the altar right now.
Relax. I'm almost there.
We're like the friend who isn't always late.
You have the rings.
CG United. Good like that.
Get a loan at Bremont. The process is simple. Fast and efficient approvals. Receive funds within 24 hours once approved. And no penalty for early repayment. Located at 4 Gala Street, Woodbrook. Remember, we like to lend.
Welcome back. Massey Holdings is signaling a planned transition at the top, announcing a chairman-designate, while also reporting a drop in profits tied to a one-off loss.
Here's more from Geisha Kalesa Alonso.
Massey Holdings has appointed Jamaican financial executive Patrick Hilton as chairman-designate effective June 1st, 2026. The group says the move is part of its long-term succession plan, with current chairman Robert Riley remaining in full control of the board as the transition unfolds. Riley turns 70 in September 2027. Hilton, a long-serving Massey director, brings more than 30 years of experience across banking, finance, and corporate governance in the Caribbean. Meanwhile, the group is reporting a decline in earnings for the first half of its financial year. After-tax profits came in at $257 million for the 6 months ending March 31st, down 31.6% from the $376 million recorded in the same period last year. And now for a look at today's energy and forex prices. Geisha Kalesa Alonso, CNC3 Business Watch.
It's now time for the weather forecast with Sigoni Mohammed. Sigoni, what can we look forward to this weekend?
Well, Ria, into this weekend, Jesse was asking if he could cut some grass. Unfortunately, that's not going to happen at all because we've got back-to-back tropical wave action moving across the area, and we are covered by clouds into the majority of this day, taking us into this evening's forecast. What we do have is mostly fair and settled conditions, becoming increasingly cloudy, and just after midnight, we shall see some showers, light to moderate. Some may be heavy at times, and the possibility of isolated thunderstorm action across most of Trinidad. Tobago, however, getting intermittent showers as the evening progresses, and our temperatures are nice and cool. So you may just be pulling the covers into tomorrow morning because pre-dawn hours will continue to see showers and thunderstorm activity. So in the Atlantic right now, I'm happy to say that where hurricane activity is concerned, over the next 7-day period, we are not expecting any kind of tropical cyclonic development. So that's good news. The Atlantic is quiet, right? But for us in Trinidad and Tobago and the southern windwards, we do have back-to-back tropical wave activity moving in, and that's not all that's happening. Look at what's going on here. We also have an increase of Saharan dust haze that's just waiting to move into the general area where we have the blue this evening. That's moisture. That reddish orange color on your screen, that's Saharan dust just waiting to come back into the picture, and it will get its chance into early next week because we will see some drying out and some heat returning with the dust haze. So pay attention because tomorrow morning we kick off with thunderstorm activity, considerably cloudy into Sunday as we go through this forecast, but early next week the dust, the haze, the sunshine returns as well as the heat as temperatures begin to climb. By the middle of next week, another tropical wave comes into the picture. Now, it is going to be the same kind of spell for Tobago as well. Considerably cloudy skies into tomorrow morning and even into Sunday as we continue this trend of showers, a little bit of sunshine to break it up, and some breezy conditions as well. Take note where that is concerned. But early next week, sunshine and heat back in the picture. Where we do have heavier downpours and thunderstorms, look out for gusty winds, look out for street or flash flooding, mainly localized. And because we've been getting so much rainfall along hilly areas, we could see landslides, especially in Tobago. So pay attention when you're commuting and conducting your daily activities. Now, if you're heading offshore, conditions here will become occasionally choppy at times, so you want to take note where that is concerned, but we are seeing an increase in our wind speed and our direction shifting slightly. Again, no significant weather activity, so no spring tide, but again, we are looking out for those slightly choppy to choppy conditions where we have those heavy downpours and scattered showers, and visibility may also be a little bit reduced into this weekend's forecast. So pay attention when you're commuting, conducting your daily activities, and when you're heading to the beaches into this weekend ahead. Umbrellas on hand, most definitely for both of you, Ria and Jesse, whatever plans you have.
Thank you so much, Sigoni. Let's study what's still to come in the news. Cute, cuddly, and a massive moneymaker, senior producer Sohini Grays in China, and tells us about the Panda attraction drawing visitors from around the world.
Love eating spicy food, but soon after, that familiar discomfort begins. Heartburn, acid reflux, and bloating. Introducing Peptica Gel, formulated with aluminum hydroxide, magnesium hydroxide, and simethicone to help neutralize excess acid. It's sugar-free with no chalky aftertaste and a pleasant orange flavor. Peptica Gel works fast to relieve heartburn, acid reflux, gas, and bloating, so you can feel comfortable again and get back to enjoying life. Peptica Gel, get the relief you need today. Available at pharmacies nationwide.
Give the 4-in-1 massager with slimming belt, far-infrared reflexology magnetic therapy, nerve and muscle stimulator for the entire body. Relieve fatigue, soreness, injuries, pains, stiffness, varicose veins, and more.
Does Dad snore a lot? Help him improve his sleep with the Magnetic Snore Free. It increases airflow and oxygen to promote a more relaxed and restful sleep.
Knee heating wrap. Relieve knee pains associated with chronic arthritis, reduce stiffness, and increase flexibility.
Call 653-0011.
It's Super Month and Savings, only at Passad's The Food King. Incredible deals on Santa Rosa Vienna sausage, 4 tins, now $20. Golden brand margarine stick, to 25 grams, 3 packs, now $20. Guiltless Yum yogurt, 4 tubs, now $20. More wow deals on Sierra chicken fracks, 3 packs, now $20. Happy Charming noodles, rolled or fine, 340 grams, 3 packs, now $20. Lucozade Energy, 360 ml, 2 bottles, now $20. Fresh Harvest Chana and Brine, 3 tins, now $20. More super savings on Moo low fat evaporated milk, 250 ml, 4 packs, now $20. Lucy tuna flakes in water and oil, 4 tins, now $20. Cataly tomato ketchup, 3 packs, now $20. Sale ends June 7th or while stocks last.
Quality value, that's our way. That's we're here to stay. The Food King Besides.
Catch Sherwin Gardner live in Sold Out on Sunday, 7th June at Napa Porter, Spain. Tickets $250. Get yours now. Available at Crosby St. James, all extra food supermarkets, Simon's Music Supplies, Board Street, all Kenny's Sports Stores, Dominican Bookstore, St. Finbar's Compound, Napa Box Office, online at islandetickets.com. For more info, call 358-6397. Sherwin Gardner, Sold Out.
A 22-year-old man from Rio Claro has been granted $400,000 bail for his alleged role in a kidnapping and false imprisonment case.
Rohit Sitahal faced Master Katisha Ambrose Prasad Singh today. He is jointly charged with Farida Balgobin and Joshua Benny in connection with allegations that Sabita Bastu was unlawfully confined between June 2019 and April 11th this year. Balgobin and Benny did not appear and remain at the Eastern Correctional and Rehabilitation Center under preventative detention orders. The police prosecutor has requested a writ of habeas corpus to secure their attendance when the matter resumes. Sitahal's bail comes with strict conditions: no contact with the complainant and twice weekly reporting to police. The case continues on June 10th.
A 30-year-old man from Charleville will appear before a South court after police say he staged his own kidnapping in a scheme to extort money from his brother.
Police have charged Daud Mohammed with wasting police time after investigations revealed that the reported kidnapping was completely fabricated.
On May 9th, Amzad Mohammed, who lives in the United States, received a WhatsApp call claiming that his brother Daud had been kidnapped. The caller demanded a ransom of $60,000 as well as drugs and firearms in exchange for his release.
Amzad immediately reported the matter to police, triggering an extensive investigation. However, officers later discovered that the alleged victim had not been kidnapped at all. Instead, police say Daud was found hiding at a friend's home in Palm East.
The police service is reminding the public that making false reports or engaging in actions that result in the unnecessary deployment of police resources is a serious criminal offense carrying significant consequences.
Well, the roadside vendor accused of selling potatoes taken from the Claxton Bay landfill has been granted $20,000 bail.
35-year-old Rajendra Ali of Enterprise Chaguanas pleaded not guilty today. He is due to reappear in court on July 20th. Ali was arrested along Nasalu Ramaya Road near Price Plaza on Wednesday after allegedly admitting that he got sacks of potatoes from the dump. He was charged with littering and illegal pitching of a stall. Police say they are awaiting public health test results before pressing further charges. Acting head of Municipal Police ACP Wayne Meister says municipal police officers will continue to conduct inspections and enforcement exercises. He also urged the public to purchase food products from reputable vendors. Meanwhile, Chaguanas Mayor Faik Mohammed announced he will meet with the county medical officer and other agencies to devise a plan to prevent similar incidents.
All right, well, there are several records on the line. Jassy is here to tell us more. Jassy?
Yeah, two of the game's modern greats are chasing a World Cup founding father, but both Kylian Mbappe and CR7 will have to make it a deep run to challenge King Leonidas for this scoring title. And the first weekend of the new month is quite busy. We'll tell you where to go and what to do. Stick around, sport is next.
It's Super Month in Savings. Only at Passage, the Food King. Incredible deals on Santa Rosa Chicken Vienna Sausage, 4 tins, now $20. Golden Brand Margarine Stick, 225 grams, 3-pack, now $20. Guiltless Yum Yogurt, 4 tubs, now $20. More Wowdies on Sierra Chicken Franks, 3 packs, $20. Lucozade Energy Drink, 360 ml, 2 bottles, now $20. Fresh Harvest Chana and Brine, 3 tins, now $20. More super savings on Moo low-fat evaporated milk, 250 ml, 4 packs, now $20. Blue Sea Tuna Flakes and Oil, 4 tins, now $20. Cataly Tomato Ketchup, 3 packs, now $20. Sale ends June 7th or while stocks last.
Roadside, quality value, that's our way. The real Roadside's, we're here to stay. The Food King Roadside.
Recession have you down? Don't lose hope. Head on down to Tire Clinic for the recession deals. That should big savings with our road hazard warranty on Dunlop, Sumitomo, and Falcon tires. Available at Tire Clinic, Cuba, Chaguanas, and Pleasance Park. Tire Clinic, a tire for every need. Call 636-8973 or 636-2958.
Plumbing problems? Don't guess. Call Plumbing Solutions at 628-4646. Proud to be serving Trinidad and Tobago for over 20 years. We do it all. Maintenance and repairs, new construction, sewer lines, inspection, drain cleaning, leak detection. We are licensed and insured, so call Plumbing Solutions at 628-4646.
Welcome back. The West Indies men's ODI team is aiming to level their series with Sri Lanka, with Game 2 bowling off at Sabina Park, Jamaica on Saturday. Currently, the visitors are leading 1-0 after Wednesday's 41-run win. With the West Indies chasing an automatic place in the 2027 ICC World Cup, head coach Darren Sammy expects his team to learn from Wednesday's opening defeat. He shared his thoughts on the eve of Game 2 at the match venue.
You know, their spinners went probably for 68 runs off 20 overs, something that we got to be better at in the next game. We've spoken about it, and it's about getting the confidence to all the skills they've been working on, you know, to implement it in the game. But all in all, I think we've been in positions like this before over some of the series we've won at home before, and come back stronger. So that's what we're looking to do tomorrow.
Well, Sammy also heaped praise on his captain, Shea Hope, who will be playing his 150th ODI on Saturday. Hope ironically scored hundreds in both his 50th and 100th matches.
I see him as one of our greatest ODI batsmen. His record, his consistency. But for me, just having been here working with him, seeing him work, there's no surprise to me, the numbers he puts out there. He pays a lot of attention to details with his preparation, and he works really hard to be consistent.
Football now. Despite being based in Russia, Trinidad and Tobago and Spartak Moscow forward Levi Garcia has not made himself available for next Tuesday's clash with Russia in Kaliningrad. It is the second international friendly. TNT's regular captain will sit out, having also missed last weekend's 5-0 defeat against South Korea. For TNT's Russian outing, head coach Derek King has named 6 players who did not feature against the Taeguk Warriors, while excluding 7 players who did feature. Goalkeeper Denzel Smith, defenders Andre Raymond and Justin Garcia, midfielder Andre Rampersad, and attackers Ryan Telfer and Rion Moore are all added for the clash against the Russians, who are ranked 35th in the world. Trinidad and Tobago Women's Football League group leaders AC Port of Spain dropped points for the second time this season when they were held to a goalless draw by Club Sando at the Ken Cook Police Barracks ground, St. James, on Wednesday night. The match itself offered a chance for Club Sando in black to close the gap on AC Port of Spain in the Trinidad group standings, or for AC to extend their lead. Instead, Club Sando slipped to third on the table thanks to UTT's 2-0 win over trendsetter Hawks. That propelled the Scholars into second spot on 31 points. AC leads with 33, and Club Sando moved to 29 points. Trendsetter Hawks and Police FC complete the top 5. TNT darts pair James Walken and Joshua Balfour are off at the 2026 World Cup of Darts in Frankfurt, Germany, where they contest Group J of the tournament beginning next Thursday. Walken and Balfour earned the right to make an historic first ever World Cup appearance by powering through the regional qualifier in Panama in April. The Trinidad and Tobago duo is alongside Latvia and Italy in their 40-team tournament. Only the winner of each group will advance to the knockout round. After group play, a second draw will be held to determine the knockout bracket. Walken and Balfour are expected to depart Trinidad and Tobago on Monday, June 8th. Congratulations to them, and we certainly wish them all the best. Now it's time for our World Cup countdown. FIFA and Netflix have combined to bring fans closer to the World Cup tournament, but not in the way you might think. Instead, they're rolling out FIFA World Cup Launch Edition, a new football gaming experience which offers a streamlined football simulation accessible for players with varying levels of skill. enabling supporters to create their own FIFA World Cup story via Netflix games. The game allows players to represent any of the 48 teams at the FIFA World Cup 2026, compete at all 16 stadiums, and take control of more than 1,200 players. Now to this. With 6 days left, let's get into the numbers. No player has scored more than 8 World Cup goals in the competition's knockout phases. Brazilian Leonidas da Silva was the first to reach the marker with 1 goal in 1934 and 7 more in 1938. He is still the tournament's most efficient scorer in that phase, netting his 8 goals across 5 matches. 2018 World Cup winner Kylian Mbappe comes next with 8 goals in 8 knockout games, including that heroic hat-trick in the 2022 final. Mbappe could own the record exclusively should things go in France's favour this time around. And Cristiano Ronaldo could also claim the record as his own. He currently also has 8 knockout goals from 10 matches. Overall, 19 players in history have netted 5 or more knockout phase goals at the FIFA World Cup. All right, from the World Cup to now a look at news in sport making waves around the region.
Reigning Women's Olympic 100-meter champion and 200-meter silver medalist Julian Alfred stormed the 200-meter goal at the Rome Diamond League on Thursday. The St. Lucian sizzled in 21.93 seconds to beat world champion America's Melissa Jefferson Wooden, who clocked 22.17.
Catcher, because Julian Alfred continues to go away. Let's watch the clock. It's going to be very quick.
Another American, Anna Vaya Battle, placed third. Switching to the field, Jamaica's athletics program has suffered a major blow ahead of the national senior and junior championships, as long jumper Carrie McLeod has accepted a 2-year ban for violating anti-doping regulations. The Athletics Integrity Unit confirmed that McLeod admitted to repeated whereabout failures, resulting in a suspension that will keep him out of competition until May 2028. McLeod is a 2-time Jamaica long jump champion, bronze medalist at the 2024 World Indoor Championships. Castan Cupid, CNC3 Sport.
Well, the weekend is upon us now, and there are lots of sporting activities for you and the family to get into. Here once again is Castan Cupid.
We start with football. The TDPFL Tier 2 Division Title 2 is still up in the air, and Leaders Club Sando will host third-place Sidees from Tobago at the Manny Ramjan Stadium on Sunday. Depending on that result, second-place Prisons can rise to the top when they meet miscellaneous Laventel United in Aruca. Eagles battle City FC in Couva, RSSR squares off with the Giants, and Bethel United hosts Petey Valley Diego Martin in Tobago. The Trinidad and Tobago Rugby Union is inviting all to the Rahalians pitch at the Queen's Park Savannah on Sunday at the North Youth Festival for boys and girls under 16 and 20. So go out and support. Start time is at 10 a.m. On Saturday, the Dean Lendor Track Classic is being hosted by the Abilene Wildcats at the Hazy Crawford Stadium. Action speeds off from 10 a.m. as the best junior and senior club athletes go head-to-head. The Trinidad and Tobago Hockey Board National Outdoor League continues all weekend long at the National Hockey Centre. Matches begin at 1 p.m. on Saturday and at noon on Sunday. The Carnage Recreational Ground will come alive on Saturday from 5 p.m. when the Dean Pacheco football fundraiser in aid of medical expenses for the former National and Defence Force footballer. So go out and support. And the first ever Powerade Goliath Games gets going from 10 a.m. on Sunday at Santa Rosa Park. Competitors tackle 20 obstacles around the racetrack along the 2-kilometer course. This one is history in the making. Well, I'm Castan Cupid, and that's all you need to know. Where to go, what to do over the weekend in your CNC3 Sport Wrap.
All right, some basketball news now. Defense Force had a hard-fought battle against the Basic Basketball Academy when action in the Division 1 of the North Zone Basketball League continued. Again, Castan Cupid has those highlights.
Basic Basketball Academy in the blue was getting the work done on both ends when they met Defense Force at the Woodbrook Youth Facility. Israel Sylvester had first pulled in the rebound and then went the full distance of the court for the slam. Luke Mahabir got in on the action as well. Coast to coast with the Soldiers' defense nowhere to be found. Basic up by 21-20 at the end of the first quarter. In the second quarter, Jediah Celestine had the putback for the Soldiers, and again contributing some crucial buckets for Defense Force. But Sylvester showed his strength in the paint. Basic Basketball Academy up by 2 at the half, 40-58. They took off on a run in the third quarter, powered by Kerry McMillan. He was clawing the men from Tetron back shot by shot. That was a triple. But Mahabir, leading Basic's offense, was also going from deep. And then he went to the hole, count it, and won. He led with 16 for the academy. Adam Salazar dunked the baseline and the slam to match. He had the quick hands doing the basics for his team. But Defence Force had Macmillan. He went on a rampage from three-point land. He finished the night with a top score of 21. Celestine also got warm from distance. He had 14, while Kendon Latmore contributed 10 as Defence Force came from behind to record the 16-point victory, 91-75. In other results on the night in Division 2, UTT Patriots blew out TNT 3x3 Academy by 52, 88-36, while coach KG Elite got a 86-56 win over Trailblazers. In the under-17 division, coach KG Elite was again in winner's row with an 86-73 win over Royalty, and Basic Basketball Academy had a 79-66 win over the Rookies. Casson Cupid, CNC3 Sport.
All right, to end things off now, the world's best men's footballers are holding the spotlight these days. But there's something irresistible from the women's game that we had to give as our sport high tonight.
France, leading Poland 1-0, had the brilliance of Sandy Baltimore to thank for doubling that lead. Baltimore not only orchestrated it, but she also scored the goal. Lovely movement, the 1-2 to match, and the finish. Yes. So Baltimore, for scoring a baller's goal, you earn tonight's CNC3 Sport High.
That's it for sport on this Friday evening. We'll take a short break and be back with more.
It's Super Month End Savings, only at Passat's The Food King. Incredible deals on Santa Rosa Vienna Sausage, 4 tins, now $20. Golden Brand Margarine Stick, to 25 grams, 3 packs, now $20. Guiltless Yum Yogurt, 4 tubs, now $20. More wow deals on Sierra Chicken Frats, 3 packs, now $20. Happy Charming Noodles, rolled or fine, 340 grams, 3 packs, now $20. Lucozade Energy, 360 ml, 2 bottles, now $20. Fresh Harvest Chana and Brine, 3 tins, now $20. More super savings on Moo Low Fat Evaporated Milk, 250 ml, 4 packs, now $20. Blue Sea Tuna Flakes in water and oil, 4 tins, now $20. Cataly Tomato Ketchup, 3 packs, now $20. Sale ends June 7th or while stocks last.
Quality value, that's our way. The real Bursides, we're here to stay. The Food King Bursides.
With the cold and flu lurking around every corner, keeping your immune system strong allows you to live the life that you want every day. Discover BioStrath Immune Health. BioStrath Immune Health is a unique plasmalized yeast product that enhances the absorption of essential micronutrients, ensuring that your body stays resilient. And now enriched with zinc, it is your go-to support for immunity. Staying vibrant and healthy just became a whole lot easier. BioStrath Immune Health. Get what you need naturally.
All right, here's a look at tonight's regional roundup.
The government of Guyana has launched a $30,000 electricity credit for eligible senior citizens. This subsidy will be applied directly to June GLP bills, provided the account is in the pensioner's name. This new power subsidy joins the government's existing water relief program for seniors. Bermuda is mourning the loss of its longest-serving Premier, Sir John Swan, who passed away at the age of 90. Premier David Burt praised Sir John as a larger-than-life figure who dominated local politics for a generation. Serving as Premier from 1982 to 1995, Sir John was the architect behind the USA-Bermuda Tax Convention, which secured the island's position as a global financial hub. Beyond politics, he was a visionary real estate developer who built nearly half of Bermuda's homes. Government flags will fly at half-mast to honor his legacy.
Let's take another short break. We'll be right back.
Heart disease is the #1 cause of death in Trinidad and Tobago, driven by 2 silent threats, diabetes and high cholesterol. But now there's a powerful ally, introducing Berberine Plus by Asia Nutrition, clinically proven to stabilize blood sugar and keep cholesterol levels in check. With 99.9% pure extract, you get superior absorption and real results. Available now at Pennywise and leading pharmacies nationwide. Berberine Plus. Your heart deserves better.
It's Super Month and Savings, only at Basard's the Food King. Incredible deals on Santa Rosa Vienna sausage, 4 tins, now $20. Golden brand margarine stick, to 25 grams, 3 packs, now $20. Guiltless Yum yogurt, 4 tubs, now $20. More wow deals on Sierra chicken frats, 3 packs, now $20. Happy Charming noodles, rolled or fine, 340 grams, 3 packs, now $20. Lucozade Energy, 360 ml, 2 bottles, now $20. Fresh Harvest Chana and Brine, 3 tins, now $20. More super savings on Moo low fat evaporated milk, 250 ml, 4 packs, now $20. Blue Sea tuna flakes in water and oil, 4 tins, now $20. Cataly tomato ketchup, 3 packs, now $20. Sale ends June 7th or while stocks last.
Quality value, that's our way. The real Bursides, we're here to stay. The Food King Bursides.
China's giant panda is more than just a national treasure. It's a symbol of conservation and cultural pride.
Soini Gray takes us to Canggu, where researchers are working to protect this endangered species while welcoming millions of visitors who come to see them each year.
As a country with a visually striking national bird, Trinidad and Tobago knows something or two about wondrous creatures. Despite being a protected species, occasionally the public needs to be reminded that hunting them is against the law. China has the giant panda bear. Pandas are found only in China, and fun fact, China owns all of the pandas in the world. It occasionally loans them for display elsewhere at a cost of $1 million US annually. These very cute creatures spend their days eating and recovering from the very strenuous task of eating. As comically cute they are, pandas are unfortunately an endangered species. We traveled to Sichuan province to visit the Chengdu research base of giant panda breeding. Established in 1987, it has 2 goals: preservation research and tourism. Over 11 million people visited it last year. It's designed with both tourists and bears in mind. There are constant reminders of what you came to see and how important they are from a cultural and scientific point of view. Today, they exist mostly in captivity, and this base holds 270 of them. The scientists in Chengdu have figured out how to manage the rare births of twins and suppress disease outbreaks to keep the population growing. Seeing them in person was humbling. And if this report has given you panda fever and you may be experiencing pandemonium, here's a little treat. Count the number of pandas in this clip. The correct answer is 4. Soini Gray, CNC3, Chengdu, China.
The black and white trimming. I absolutely have panda fever, and I feel like they're my spirit animal. I love them so much. It's so cute and cuddly.
What's your favorite animal, Jassy?
It could very well be maybe a koala bear.
So a cousin of the
panda.
Okay.
What about you, Saguni?
Favorite animal?
Yeah.
An opossum.
Interesting.
Nothing to do with pandas.
No, but it's really fascinating. I learned something new. China owns all of the pandas in the world. That is something I learned today.
270 in that reserve is quite an impressive number. Hopefully the population continues to stay healthy and continue to grow.
That's right. I hope to make it to China one year just to see the pandas.
Soon.
Yeah. All right. Well, that's how we end the 7 p.m. news here this evening. Thank you so much for joining us. I'm Ria Rambali.
I'm Jesse Ramdew.
I am Jassy Marik.
And I'm Sigoni Mohammed. Do have a great weekend ahead.